Three, two,
Hey everybody, welcome to Trickle Down Geek and
action. Do I say action?
Trickle Down Geekonomics. I'm Jim.
I'm Sean.
And you're probably wondering where the second part to our player versus player Arena of the Combat video is. Kind of wondering the same thing. Actually, the video kind of got corrupted, so I wasn't able to put it up. So we thought we'd do a little rundown of what happened with the rest of the game, because I think we kind of ended it. It was pretty close, pretty tough battle going on.
It's a great battle.
Anybody was really dominating at the time.
You know, when these two teams play each other, you can throw the record books out.
I don't know if you really want to throw them out.
Well, it's about you know what? It's about the thrill of the competition. Sometimes it's not so much who wins or loses. It's how you, to coin a phrase, how you play the game.
Right.
And that's where the real competition comes in.
It is a great game. I have to admit, it's a lot of fun. So where we were basically, you had the here. I got the cards here. Let's take a look. You had Rurik, right? The warrior?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he's really a dwarf. He kind of looks like it.
Dwarfy looking.
Sorry
about the dogs.
Yeah. So I think we consider him to be a dwarf.
Right. And he's a tank, right?
Yeah.
A tank. Okay, and I had, we have obviously each had 4 people, but these were the ones that kind of came down to the end.
It's the finalists.
Right. And I had Joranna the Amazon, who's also a tank, and then I had Zafara, the fallen angel, who's the controller. So she's a sorcerer. She's the one with the wings. So she's really cool.
So a couple of lady warriors versus the
lady warriors,
the man warrior.
So anyways, I think, because I know Joranna, I think, actually got knocked out and was revived towards the end of the game. So again, really tight game all the way down to the end there. And Zafara, I think, again, she's ranged, so I think she kind of stayed out of a lot of the combat. I mean, she wasn't getting hit a lot, so I think she was able to kind of survive down to the end. Then I know we were just kind of moving around, but you got that permanent on you. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I don't recall, but it was a permanent that gave me every time it gave me healing 4 hit points.
Every time you made an declared
every time I did an attack. So, successful or not.
Right. And you had the cleric, right?
To start with, yeah.
So the cleric, I think, is what gave you that permanent, I think.
Yeah, I believe that's right. And in addition to healing himself as well.
Right.
So the tank really stuck around.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any chance of taking him out because he just kept healing. And I know it's only 4 hit points, and you do a fair amount of damage in this game, especially if you can throw a special at somebody or whatever.
The thing that seems to happen is almost like a cascading effect where you start out with, let's say 55, 60, 70 points, and this is what happened, where he was hanging around in the higher range for quite a while.
Right.
And then you kind of, maybe get a little overconfident with the tanks and so forth. And then just like what I call the cascade effect happens, where all of a sudden they go from like 45 to 24. And then 12, and then dead. They hang around in the higher ranges for a while, and then it happens quickly.
Right.
And that's what happened at the end of this. Although I would call it we'll get to that.
Right. Well, so basically at the end, we were kind of going at it back and forth, and you kept healing and healing and healing, and then
it turned out to be a draw.
No. Well, that's not. I mean, you can't have a draw in this game, right?
You know what? Let's go back to the tape. You're the one with the camera set up. Go back to the tape that somehow got corrupted.
Well, obviously the tape isn't here because somebody deleted it.
Well,
somebody who lost the game.
There are only 2. That's a very serious accusation you're making.
So we all know who won.
And
won rather handily, actually. But
it's called Arena the Contest, not Arena the winning. It's about how like I said, it's about how you play the game. That's how you play the game.
But no, it was a very good battle, and so far every game we played has been pretty tight. I mean,
Very balanced.
we played. There's the other one. That one we took pictures of. It's on our Facebook page. But that one went down to, again, just 2 people, right? It was the
Yes.
werewolf and the monk.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was really tight. That was that literally went down to the nitty gritty. So I don't think we've ever really had a blowout. And we've played another player versus player where we didn't quite do the special action token slight. I mean, we did, but we didn't. There's a few times it got a little mixed up. We overthought the rule, I think.
But at least it was equal between the 2 of us. It wasn't like one of us got a huge advantage. And I would say that the game balance is really good. It is, and I would compliment us, pat ourselves on the back, saying that we've done a pretty good job of picking a balanced team.
Yeah.
Each time, and so that's important. You could, if you know, I mean, it's just a game, so you can play around with it and see what works. But and you are limited to having only one role on your one player per role.
Well, we also played
per
a
team.
game. That game, I think we both had healers. We had similar opponent,
matchups.
But we played one game. We only had one. We each had a tank, but every other one was different.
Right. Yeah, across both teams.
Yes. And again, that came down to the werewolf and the monk. So that was kind of neat. I mean, again, all the different character types all kind of balance each other out pretty well.
The interactions are good. You have to have the ranged abilities. That plays well. And then use of the other variables that come into play are when you use your special attacks. If you use them up, do you use them early and knock somebody down quite a ways early in the game? Or save it for like the killing blow. That's also part of the strategy. But how those things interact is also kind of fun to see over the course of it.
We kind of built up. I know that game we just used heroic. We used the heroic cards for all the games we played. But I think we added artifacts for that game. And then the last big multiplayer game we played, we also threw in the scrolls.
Yeah.
And then that made a difference. So. We didn't use the scrolls that much, I don't think, but they definitely came in a few times. And so, yeah, I mean, just all those different things as you build up on it, it just adds another little layer. And there's a lot of neat combos that you can throw in there.
Well, and also the features of the terrain with the teleportation portals.
And actually, we use that blessing.
The blessing area.
Sacred altar area quite a bit. That you really want, if you can get your hero in there, it really makes a difference.
And that reminds me too, we're jumping around, but in a similar fashion, on the ranged attacks, I believe it's called focus.
Yes.
Where you don't move and do your ranged attack, giving you a +3
squares of you.
Yeah, that's helpful if you can do it.
Yeah.
And
well, we didn't. Mob never really, I think, came into play. I don't think we missed it because even if you have 2 of your guys non-adjacent to each other and attacking the enemy, if they have one of their heroes next to, then it negates it. And I don't think we ever had a situation really where that played. And again, that's basically just like focus. It just gives you they are exposed, so they're whatever -3.
Yeah.
So, but it's a really neat game, and it's again the rules are it's one of those games where the rules are pretty straightforward, even though we did overthink one rule in the beginning, but really simple kind of rules and structure, but then the complexity is in all the abilities and when you play them and when the combos that you can get and utilizing the terrain, and it's just got a lot of layers like that. And when you throw in the cards, the artifacts and things, so it has a really neat vibe to it, and it's plays really well, and once I think under 2 hours for each game.
Right around that,
which is good, great.
And it kind of accelerates.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about the cascading feeling of the damaging or dying. When you can rejuvenate players, that comes at a significant cost depending on how you do it.
Right. Yeah.
There's a couple different ways, but
yeah, if you have a character, I don't know if it's on her card. I think she has some way of revive a target and place it within 5, which is I think
it's
what
a special
she did for her. And it's a special, and it revives the target you place it within 5 squares, and it has 25 hit points, and she doesn't have to take 20 off of her.
Right.
So, and then even if she misses with it or whatever, the residual is, or the miss is 15 hit points that she gains back. So there are ways to do it where you're not taking 20 hit points to your own.
Or 20, is it 20 or 22?
20.
20, okay.
So
You sacrifice 20.
yeah, so I mean, and I think that's what really helped me, because it brought her the tank back in, and then she was able to pretty much, that's when I kind of had the advantage. When I won. Again, I want to reiterate.
When you're scaling down by attrition, then it's every figure that you still have moves that much more often. So if you go from 4 down to 2, well, they're going twice as often
Right.
relative to the other team. So that kind of accelerates their usage, which it's not necessarily realistic, but it's this isn't a realistic game.
Right.
It's
all,
a little
sure
contrived, but it works well within the game, and it's very well balanced.
Yeah.
So I guess in summary, everything has a trade-off,
Right.
that's really well. I think it was well tested and well balanced.
Right. Yeah, and I like the variety of characters. I wish I would have, again, big mistake I made was not getting the terrain pack with the walls, which one of the games we played, I think it was the one with the world stuff, I threw in some Heroscape terrain. It's nice having, I mean, the tiles and stuff are great. They're really well done and everything, but having that 3D element to it is
that's always nice, yeah.
So that was cool, but I wish, because there was also 12 more heroes that I could have had as well, giving me more variety to pick from. But again, we just got it, so just playing with what, I don't think, there's a couple characters we still haven't even used. So when we play it again, we'll be able to utilize those, and then hopefully Dragori Games, you'll have that wall terrain pack and all that available to purchase later, because I'll definitely be picking that up.
I got to try the quest. I know you've done it and put up some videos of that, but
Yeah, no,
I would like to try the collaborative quest.
Yeah, I think we should do
For
a
fun.
campaign. Just do a whole campaign. A lot of people have been posting on Facebook and stuff that they're doing the campaign. Some people have already gotten to the point where I think they've completed one playthrough of a campaign, which is pretty neat. But I'd like to try that. I haven't had a chance, but hopefully we'll do that. We can put that up too. That's the other thing too. When we did our player versus player, when we were talking about length of game, we were explaining things a little bit, or trying to. So that slows it down.
Yeah.
I think we probably would have shaved off a half an hour if, plus I'm sure Sean was probably trying to do stuff to distract me, knowing he was going to lose. So he was trying to throw me off my game.
I do what I do. I use every available tactic.
But no, it's a great game. Really like it. Hopefully we'll have some more playthrough videos of it in the future. And I don't know what else. Anything else you want to say about it?
I'm good.
All right. Thanks for watching, and we'll be coming out with some more playthroughs and some other stuff. We're going to have another little video coming up here soon that'll talk a little bit about the future of the channel and what we're going to try to do. So thanks a lot for watching. And
Cut!